Ty Burden.
Hi.
Welcome to AHHRadio.
Thank you so much for having me.
Ty Burden, candidate
Ty
for
Burden,
School Board District 4.
Yes.
Tell me what's going on.
Well, as you grew up with me, I was Choc Ty, and I still am. Still am. It's just that my direction has changed, where I had a full focus on being in entertainment when I was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
My focus now is on community involvement, and so since I've left radio, I spent 10 years being a community organizer, and then I worked for one of the largest law groups in the Southeast as a high-level executive, and now I am running for the school board to represent the kids from our neighborhood.
Okay, when you talk about School Board District 4, what area do you cover? What are those schools, and what's that area that you cover?
Okay, so what's funny is, because as you know, C. Now is one of my favorite rappers. Yes. The song We Got It, at the beginning of it, where all those neighborhoods where he names, where is Happy Hill,
Baltimore,
Tomerville, Maysville, Happy Hill, DIP, DPA, down the Bay, all of those, all of that, including the downtown area, all of that. It is, the lines are drawn to where all the black people live, including downtown. That is where District 4 is. Wow,
okay. So, as a school board representative in the District 4, what is your plan?
So, so I'm a solutions-based person.
Okay.
I have been observing that every year they say all of our schools are failing now. The high schools that are in the district are Williamson, BC Rain, LaFleur, and Murphy.
Okay.
Out of every year, 3 of those schools get listed as a failing school. LaFleur is on and off of the list. I want all of them off the list. I don't want to have discussions of what our kids are doing to fail. I want to talk about what we're doing to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Mobile is very different from other places all over the country because we have manufacturing jobs. You can graduate from Williamson and go work at Austell and make a good living and support a family. You can leave BC Rain and go and work at Airbus. We have things that are available, but it seems to me as if there may be a diabolical plot.
Yeah.
Maybe there isn't, but every time I talk to somebody from the school board, they tell me that the issue is the budget. But I'm like, the budget has nothing to do with why our babies can't read and why our kids aren't succeeding. And so I want to see us have more success stories and talk about the things that we have done to eliminate the problems that we've had in our community. Okay.
So tell me this, election day, July 14th.
Yes.
What's the plan for that day?
There's 23 polls. So we're from Africatown to the tip of Dolphin Island Parkway. On that day, we are mobilizing our people to vote. The difference between me and someone else would be, listen, y'all know me. Everybody watched me grow up on the radio. I got fired from that radio station 4 times, all for the same thing, because I say what I believe to be correct.
Okay.
And so you can't always work at those people's station and say what you believe to be correct. So now I feel like I'll have an opportunity to represent our students and our people and all the other Keishas and Mishas and Takishas like me, right?
Yeah.
We're getting the opportunity to go into the boardroom and eradicate where systemic oppression happens at the school board level. That's where they make the decisions that the nexus between the 3rd grade and prison happen for our little boys. That's where it happens at. Yeah. And so you need somebody who is like me, who is not afraid and who has the ability to negotiate, to go in and decide, listen, some of these rules have to change. They have to change immediately. Okay. That's where we make changes. We're going to actively do things. Every time I go in there, I plan on having an agenda of, listen, you say we don't have any money? I'm going to go to these people and ask them for some money. Tell me no. Right?
Yeah.
Add transparency where people can see what we got going on. Because we don't know what happened when we hear failing. We don't know how we got there or how to fix it. I'm going to find out both of those things.
Okay, tell me this right here. So this July 14th is a runoff, right?
Right.
Okay, so you have an opponent.
Yes.
And so y'all top two out of
it was 3 people in the race.
Okay.
And so in these situations you have to have 50% plus 1 in order to win. And so I'm from Maysville and down the Bay. And we were within 400 votes of each other. So now it's whoever gets the most votes. So if you came out before, I need you to come out. If you didn't come out before, now you have a reason because you know why. You know you need to come because you want to break up the systemic racism, and the power structure needs to be adjusted in our favor, and that's why.
Okay, let's talk about the parents of the community you serve. What message do you have for parents of the community that you're
your child deserves better. Our students deserve better. There's a whole world out here, and our kids are disenfranchised. We have become the least of them. The Mobile County School Board is the largest school board system in the state of Alabama, and so it's very antiquated. When the pandemic hit, our kids don't have the internet. They're not sent home with the computers. They don't have the things that they need. And I don't understand why they don't have it. Why there's so many different platforms where the parents are trying to teach the kids, and it's not cohesive. It did not work well. And those are the people who are on the school board are the people who are supposed to make that transition smooth. That's not on the principals. That's not on the teachers. That's on the board. And so I have a working understanding of the technology, and I also know that I have to have people who that's their level of expertise that need to come in, because we should not be having a different experience than the experience that they have in California or the experience that they have in New York.
Okay.
You know, Alabama has been listed as 50th out of 50 in education, and it's unacceptable.
Yeah, you're right. So, what can you tell your future constituents how they need to approach July 14th?
On July 14th, they have already made the rules where we are in jeopardy. I need for everybody to make sure you have your own hand sanitizer and mask as you come out to the polls. We were asking for curbside voting. We could not get it. They are trying to keep you from voting on purpose. Do not let them scare you. And turn out. And then we turn out again in November. And that's how we get change.
Okay, that's great. So if people wanted to follow you or people need to get in contact with you, how can they do that?
I have Facebook, Choc Ty Burton on Facebook. I'm Choc Ty on Instagram. And I have a website, www.tyburton.com, and you can make donations on my website, and you can learn more about me there. You can contact me. We can email back and forth. I want to get to know everybody. That's what's been different. Mm-hmm. Typically, we would be knocking on doors and talking to people, but because of the pandemic, I've been calling people and introducing myself to them.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that that's going to work real well.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on AHHRadio.
Thank you so much for having me.